Yes, guys, Suki for BTS TV, Beyond the Stage, fueled by explosive vape and gold standard nutrition. Today, we've got the new guys in charge of the UK NABBA bodybuilding scene, and that is Mark and Tim. Mark, Tim, how are you boys doing?
All good, thank you.
Thank you for having us on.
Hey, man, please appreciate you guys jumping on. Look, I'm keen to jump on this because I did a chat with a few guys before in regards to federations on what we can expect in 2025, going off 2024. In my eyes, I saw a big step forward for NABBA in 2024. I saw a big step. Tim, your show killed it when I saw the numbers. The stuff you were doing on socials was exactly what I expect for a promoter, a federation, in regards to building hype, building a storytelling narrative, and that showed in regards to competitive numbers so big that I know one lineup couldn't even fit on the stage, but I know you're handling it. I know you got that sorted. I know you got that sorted. But look, you killed it on your show. It's good. It's great to see that. It's great to see NABBA is going in the right direction. I just want to start with, how did you guys feel 2024 went for NABBA?
I think we grew slightly from the year before, but it wasn't growing at the pace that we thought we should be. And that's why we basically pushed for a bit of change at the top, you know. And myself and Tim had loads of great ideas, but we needed to be in the position to be able to implement the changes, you know.
So when you say you weren't growing as fast as you want, are you talking about competitors? Are you talking about other areas with the bodybuilding? What metric are you using in regards to the growth that you're expecting?
I think we weren't growing. We weren't growing with the competitors. We needed to develop our reps and that as well as such, and then we need to offer them the help and the support so they could come with us on the journey, you know. And I think because the reps are of older age, we need to support them as much as we can. And then because it's a social media age as well, we really need to help and develop and coach these guys going forward and getting them on board, which we hope we've done.
So I guess that leads nicely really to you, Tim, to be fair, mate, because as I was giving you plaudits for your show,
Thank you.
One thing I did see is that when I saw the stuff that you were doing for your show versus the promotion that I was seeing for other shows, it definitely felt very disjointed. But going back to what Mark was telling us, is that you guys are trying to get everybody on the same page to ensure that this is the blueprint we're looking to follow through for all shows moving forward. Am I right to understand that?
Yeah, exactly. So we're basically, I got the role as the Northwest rep early. It was January 24, and like Mark, we're so passionate about NABBA, and we weren't really at that position to implement any of our ideas because of the sort of the mechanisms of NABBA at the time. So we decided in the Northwest to go, right, we're going to try and smash it out of the park and show the rest of the guys what needs to happen for the future. I guess we did a pretty decent job. It went really well. How many
competitors did you have?
Pardon?
How many competitors did you have at the end?
We had about 80 competitors, but we had a sellout crowd. And then, I mean, the goal this year is to get 100 plus. And we've got a venue which is virtually twice the size with a humongous staging. It's going to be great.
I'm sure that $5,000 will help as well. That prize money, I'm sure that will help.
Well, I mean, Mark's giving away $5,000 too, but we've got loads of stuff going on for that. But basically, when we went to after the Britain, we had our discussions within ourselves. We decided NABBA needed a bit of a fresher look, and as Mark said before, we are basically supporting all our reps in the new way of doing things regarding social media, etc. And hopefully they'll come on board with the same marketing strategies and the show type of things that we did, and it will all go amazingly as planned.
I think when I always think back to the NABBA shows, the one that stands out, the multiple one that stands out is, I always remember the Scotland one in regards to how that looked. Obviously, Mark, that's your show. There's a few times where I believe the Wales show, it it used to be at the riverfront in Newport. Is that still the case, or has that
I think,
moved?
we've got a new Welsh rep came in, Justin Trollope, who's a NABBA legend, and he's came on board fully with the team, and he knows the benefits of bringing a social media person in to promote his show for him. So even if he hasn't got the capabilities on the social media, we're not punishing reps for not being able to do that. What we're saying is they'll all get a support mechanism of a social media person to support and promote their shows to a standard expectations of the job role within being an NABBA rep now. And hopefully they'll see the benefits of having a social media person promoting the show correctly every week with weekly posts and things like that was never done before. I think you didn't need to promote a NABBA show pre-COVID because everybody just roped up and done your show. Where now, because of all the other federations coming along, and they're all coming along because NABBA was the original bodybuilding federation of the world, and they've seen how successful NABBA was, but maybe we weren't changing at a pace that it was time for other people to come in and try new federations. You know what I mean? So we gave them that window of opportunity, and it's time for us to start getting our place back in British bodybuilding, you know?
You just touched on a key point right at the end. It's time to get our place back in British bodybuilding. And you mentioned as well that even back in the day when you didn't need to push social media for the shows because everybody knew when NABBA show was taking place. So what's happened between then to maybe the start or the middle of 2024 of why you maybe NABBA just slipped down people's radar and they weren't thinking about doing a NABBA show? What's happened? Where has that disconnect started from NABBA and the competitors?
From my point of view, I think NABBA was still very, very strong in 2019. Our universe was massive. We still had a lot of the top standard bodybuilders in Great Britain competing with us. And then I think, the truth be told, we went to sleep. And Two Bros and PCA and that came through very, very strongly and then promoted their social media excellent. And we fell asleep. And then when we came back, I think the new breed of people from 19 till 2025 don't really know about NABBA and their history. And it's part of us having to teach them about the history. But we need to get our social media and that content all done correctly first. Then we can start actually showing the new breed of competitors that's coming into the scene the last 5 years that NABBA was the original bodybuilding federation in the world. And this is where all the legends have all came from in bodybuilding, from NABBA at some point. So
what is the plan there? Because what's the plan in regards to educating about younger audience? Because as you mentioned, the older audience, they know NABBA and you've got them. They know what NABBA stands for. And
that's
they
why
also at the same time.
Our masters classes have been massive. You know, all the top guys are still with NABBA and know about NABBA.
Exactly.
So
And look, the
education piece going forward is how do we get this new breed to understand we're there and with options to come in and do NABBA shows. And then once they get to come to a NABBA show and they get the experience correctly, they might then say, oh my God, they've actually got history and they've got the foundation of this sport. So it's an education piece for me and Tim are constantly on the phone, constantly thinking about change. How do we develop? How do we take us forward? And again, we've got to realise we're probably 2 to 3 years behind right now, and it's where do we get us within a year, within 2, within 3 years as a structure.
Well, let's just look at 2025 then. I mean, let me throw it to yourself, Tim. Where do you guys want NABBA to be at the end of 2025? Let me just say my bit as well. When we did a review of what to expect from shows in 2025, my feedback with my co-host was that I'm expecting NABBA to really be pushing for that third spot when it comes to size of federations. We know, obviously, like I said, Two Bros with PCA, Two Bros with the IPP Pro card, and PCA is a built machine. It's their 10th anniversary. But that third spot, yourselves, FitX, BPA, obviously, they're all kind of investing into the shows and all trying to be that one to take that third spot. Where do you guys expect to be, and how are you looking to try achieve that spot? So, competitors, in their head, NABBA is a show I got to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'll jump onto this for you. So, yeah, that's exactly where our plan is, to be fair. Our plan is to be that third spot by the end of this year. Okay, and we have got a very fundamental set of core values that we've set up in our very latest meeting. So transparency, is huge. We want to be honest with everyone, tell exactly what's happening. We don't want to deceive anyone. That is huge. Consistency is huge as well, because we need to make our branding across every area very similar. That's important. We need everyone to embrace the change we're making, because we are making big changes, more changes in the last 6 weeks. Has happened in the last 6 weeks. Has happened over the last 3 or 4 years. Let's just say it right. Okay. And then lastly, we need to be united. United as a federation. We want to be united with the competitors, and we want to be united with the audience. We want to give everyone the best experience possible, and we are seriously upping our game on our social media right now. We are hungry for that third spot, and I guarantee we'll have that. Well, that is our plan.
So what I will say, mate, is it will be very easy for anybody to have done a post with some text on there to outline the new values of NABBA. But the fact that you did a video, and that's what's great about it, is a transparency. And also when you are getting that message out, because you come across so passionate about NABBA, that's what's going to entice more people so they can really see the faces behind the brand. And I think that's always been something that was lacking with NABBA. But what you two are doing already is by ensuring that we all want to put ourselves out there. And I think also at the same time, you did something very, very, very smart. You asked a question to the to your followers, to the athletes. What do they want to see? Putting them in the driver's seat to put something forward for NABBA to activate for this year.
Yeah, can I put another one in there? I mean, we are very keen to keep our heritage, because as you know, we are the oldest federation going. We're the only federation with all those legends like Frank Zane, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bertel Fox, blah blah. I could go on forever. Sergio Nobri. Okay, no one's got that, but the young people don't know about that. So we are here to keep our heritage and move into the 21st century by promoting that too. We've got some things coming up about that.
I think part of my speech to the committee was, we were the nice big house up the street, and all of a sudden there's a nice big house being built down the street that everybody wants to go to. And what my job role is, and Tim's job role is to renovate this house. But what we have got that the other federations haven't got is the foundations. And we're going to build for the solid foundations of the history of this sport and renovate that house on top of that foundation. And we're step by step, we're doing that. We've done it with the website. We've got a new website being created. There's tweaks going to get made to that ongoing, daily, weekly, as we go until we get absolutely perfect. But we've got the basis of a cracking website now. We've got training in place for all the area reps and job expectations of the job role in place. There's ongoing training for judges. Tim's going to be doing judging training. We're going to be doing, before every class at area shows, we're going to get the compares to be saying about the criteria of the class, just so the audience knows, so the coaches know, so the judges are refreshed on what they're judging. So we bring the transparency back. So there's loads of things in place, and our job role is going to be not accepting that people aren't coming with us. We want to help them, we want to develop them, and we want to take them with us, but they need to be on board, they need to follow it. And right now, we feel the committee's fully behind us on this. So it's a great thing to get older people, when the committee's been doing it for years, to see the new breed of people coming in and accepting the change and wanting to work with us with the change and the help and the development there.
One of the key words you guys have used quite a lot is heritage, to make sure that it's the foundations that also plays a part of any sort of communication going out, and we don't forget where we started from, all the big, great names that have come through the NABBA ranks. 2024, I believe, was maybe one of the first years where the NABBA Universe moved away from an actual venue, and you held it at Fit Expo. And so how did that go for you guys? Because I did hear mixed reviews and that was more from, obviously, on the NABBA side, that some people felt that it should be a separate venue, versus others gave it a go at Fit Expo, which maybe it was something just to give it a try and see what happens. How did that play out for you guys?
Right. Okay. So yeah, that was a trial, I guess. And I guess it wasn't Mark or myself's responsibility there, because we weren't in a position at that time. But we did go with it, and we all said we'll give it a try. obviously we have got a fair bit of fallback from there. It's nothing we'll do again. I won't say anything more than that, really. But that will be the last time we'll be with another federation, and we will be having the best, the most recognised Mr. Universe contest in the best theatres on its own, where it should be. Okay. Again, we accept that we sort of maybe have made a slight mistake there, but again, you got to try to see if things work right, and it didn't work. We're going to move forward from that.
I think, for a personal point of view, it helped implement the change, and the change was needed from the fallout for the universe. To be fair, we accepted it wasn't how it should have been, so that was the way to move forward with clear new leadership and direction, and just to make sure these mistakes don't happen again. That's what we feel. We've been open and transparent about that. We need to change, and that venue wasn't a good enough venue, and we need to make sure we're back into a theatre where NABBA Universe, the legendary NABBA Universe, needs to be held.
Yeah, it's prestigious. It's got to be kept prestigious. That's like, you can reel off the names again. You've actually won that, show. It's incredible. But let me just say one thing as well, right? Because, we've been in, I've been in NABBA since I was a junior bodybuilder. Mark very similar. Virtually every single rep's been involved in NABBA since they were children. None of us get paid for it, so we do it from pure passion. Okay, so that's something people have got to remember. Like, we do this because we love the sport so much. Okay, and we will do everything we can to make it work the best it can be for everyone.
I think we want to put it out to people as well. We are trying so hard. You have no idea the amount of hours that we're all putting in just now to try and turn NABBA around. And we've got to mind, we've not got the finances there. We're starting to build from scratch again. So we're trying our very, very best with the limited funds we've got, and I think we've done exceptionally well already. But there's so much more to do, and we're going to be doing it. But we're just asking for a bit of patience with the people. Come and try our shows. Come and see the improvements in our shows. Come and see the prize money we're going to offer. Have a look at the history, and let's see where we could be in 1, 2, 3 years.
Do you guys know? I actually had an interview with Rob Rose from the Granite Classic. And he was telling me one thing that he felt he wishes shows do more of is invest in prize money. And the one thing that I've seen with NABBA is the fact that that's something that you guys are doing. You guys are investing in prize money because we know how expensive a sport is. So if a show is awarding prize money, why would you not go ahead and try and win some of that? How much prize money do you think you guys could be awarding in 2025?
We could be getting. It could be.
Well, I think the least we're going to be giving out would be 3,000 at a show that isn't still anywhere at the performing level we'd expect. And then the bigger shows, I'd expect to be giving it up to 5,000 at my show, and Tim's the same. £5,000 prize pot,
And let me I'll add to that as well, because we don't we don't receive wages, right? We don't take any money out of the business. The more the busier it gets, the more money it gets in there. Over the years, the more prize money we will be throwing out there. So as the years go on, this will keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And we think that's an important thing. We've got to reward the athletes for putting the effort through what they do. We know what it takes to go on stage. It's hard, it's not easy, and they need to get rewarded for that. Okay.
So the big catchphrase there is, every entry fee we receive, we give back into class winners and overall winners. Every single penny. That's what sets us a wee bit unique from other federations as well. We give it all back. Proving it, we actually are about the athletes. We're going to give it all back.
So you just told me a breakdown. So what is that prize money pot then for 2025? Because it sounds like you guys are giving so much back. Has that been put out on socials in regards to 2025? The prize money pot or prize money fund is this amount, because I know you guys are throwing money, giving money back. You guys are paying, giving money back to the class winners and prize money for overall winners. But I don't think I've seen anything on socials when it comes to this is the prize money pot for 2025.
As in the overall spectrum.
Overall amount that NABBA is putting back.
Yeah, well, we can put that out actually. Yeah, so I mean,
it sounds like a massive amount. I
think we did do a post at the very start saying our prize pot would be 50,000 for the year. basically. So that's what but again, we've got a social media girl called Rachel now that's came on board, and she's going to be fully behind our social media posts and things like that. So we're talking daily about how to put a professional post together to get that out there to make sure that people get to know this, you know. And I think we've actually, I brought it to the committee years ago to implement this. We implemented it, but we kept it quiet. Where now we're going to put it out there, really get out there and promote it so that people know before the show, instead of they turn up, they get a wee envelope with £200 in it or whatever, £500, you know. So again, at the Universe, believe it or not, we're giving out £2,000 to the pro winners, and then £1,000 to the overall winners, and £200 a class win. But we just never promoted it, told anybody in social media, nothing. So it was a missed marketing opportunity. So
definitely,
we're not going to make that mistake again. But I think it's hard. I think you need to understand how it works. So if somebody gets 50 entries in their show, they'll have a £2,500 prize pot, but we're asking them to maybe dig in a wee bit deep into their own money and make it £3,000, you see. Somebody like Tim Short's got to be really busy. He will be offering the £5,000 prize pot. I've been going away looking for sponsors that if I get 50 in my Scottish show, and then I'll put some money in to make sure I could maybe give up to £800 for each overall winner out the sponsorship, you know.
Yeah.
So I'll actually put the money in that way as well.
It's important. Yeah, look, first off, 50,000 as a prize fund, up to 50,000 is an incredible amount, and it's more than a lot of shows are doing. And also, what's great is every NABBA show, there's prize money up for grabs. It's not just the British or the Universe; it's every single show. So competitors could just be easy jumping. I mean, just double check as well. If somebody does one qualifier and they've qualified for the British, can we still do another qualifier?
Yeah,
they can just keep competing.
If any top bodybuilder out there that's listening to this fancies jumping, he could pick every show if he wants to win overall. You know, it's up to him. And that's what it's there for. We're trying to entice the top bodybuilders back to NABBA to have an experience on a NABBA stage, to they then realise the history, and we grow from that. You know,
they can like before they even hit the British finals, they can make $4,500 in prize money if they win every show. You know, that's the level that we're at on there, and like we're not stopping anyone doing that. You know, if I was not affiliated with any federation, I would have done every show last year. just to try and make some money, because it's an expensive sport, isn't it? You know, we all know that. You know, it costs thousands of pounds getting ready for a show, and then this is the way of giving back some of that money.
No, definitely, mate. You go in the right direction, and I guess also at the same time is you've already mentioned. Yes, there's a prize money. Yes, there are the reps, but also the importance of the overall show day experience is equally important, because you're not just there for the competitors, but you also got the audience as well. So have you guys got any plans in regards to maybe how does a NABBA show experience feel different to other shows, other federations? What have you guys got going on that could entice people to keep going back as spectators wanting to be at a NABBA show to support their friend or family member?
So I'll go back to our show, the Northwest last year. We were very keen on making sure that audience was very, very strong. So what we actually did, we put a little mini expo on to make sure that when they got a little bit bored of the show, they went in and out, they got something to do. They had lots of challenges on there. So we had like a different challenge where they could actually win some money on these events, like, you know, how many bicep curls can you do and all that sort of stuff. But we also did you judge the show yourself sheets.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that, yeah.
So we did you judge the show sheets. That was quite good. So if anyone got it right, then they could have win like a NABBA t-shirt. We did. Do you know what? No one got it right. Not one person. That shows you how hard the judging is, right? Isn't it? Right. So, but the interaction is key. We want to keep everyone, the audience. We need the sponsors and all the tradespeople interactive and happy, and obviously the competitors. We wouldn't have a show without, right?
I think just from this is what makes us different. We've got 9 separate area reps, so and basically they get to run their own show, but with some job expectations now that they never had before. But again, we've still got to give them a wee bit of free rein that if they fancy doing something different in the show, we've got to allow them to do it. They're promoting that show and it's their individual show. Even though it's a NABBA show, it's still they run that show. So it's about trying to educate some of these reps to try and get them to start doing more and bring in more excitement, like what Tim's came in with a breath of fresh air and shown us the way how to develop these shows, you know. But again, you've got to think about how do we bring the rest of the 9 on board to want to do the same things. If they've had successful shows for years, up until 2019, and now they're not so successful, we need to get them to try and change the way they think. So this is part of our ongoing training and development to try and get them to change the way they think. And I think so far it's working, and we need to keep nurturing them and keep developing them and make them feel no threat or fear. We want to take them with us, you know, and take them into the 21st century, basically. And again, what you've got to know, I think every area show now is getting hit with, probably I could take the Scottish experience. There's 9 shows in Scotland now, you know. 2019, I think there were 3. So the NABBA sold out without trying. So you had 700 in the crowd, guaranteed. Now, if you could get 300, you'd think you've won a watch, you know, in this day and age, because I think it's how do we appeal to people. If coaches have got people going into only picking 3 shows, what is NABBA offering different? Well, I think what we offer different is the prize money alone. I think we should. I think we're going to get the social medias done a lot better, so they're going to get the exposure now that they never had before. They've got a better website to get to join up with NABBA before, because the other one wasn't that great. So now we've advanced that. It's quite simple to use. So we're slowly but surely, and actually what we've done in the last 6 weeks, we've probably changed more than the last 10 years. No 5. You know what I mean? So,
right.
And me and Tim's on the phone every day going this, and we're just going to need that a wee bit of patience for the people and come and try your shows. The more they try the shows, the more the prize money is going to go up, because we're never going to keep it. We're giving it all back.
The more you put yourselves out there, the more transparent, like what with Tim's video, the more people are going to be patient, because as long as they can put a face to the name, a face to the brand, and people not just hiding behind a social media page, social media logo, then of course they're going to show that patience, and they're going to hopefully stand by NABBA and give you guys a chance to say, okay, you know what, let's see what 2025 bring, and let me go compete at a show. If I'm a coach, let me go send a couple of clients who are going to be at that qualified other regional. Look, 2025 looks to be hopefully a breakout year for NABBA when it comes to going into the 21st century and implementing all these new strategies that you guys have in place. But in 3, 4, 5 years' time, do you feel that maybe NABBA can get back to the top and maybe even compete with the likes of the BCA and the NPC?
Tell them about our plans for the 2026 Pro League.
Sorry, I missed that.
You want to tell them about what we've been talking about, the 2026 Pro League?
Yeah. Right, so there's another development in place. So, you know, this year we are giving away our pro cards for our winners of the overalls, the females and males. Also, if someone's of standard in our current pro divisions, that could be a Mr. Class, a Classic, Men's Physique, Trained Ladies, and a Bikini. If they are of a sufficient standard to be a pro, they will also be awarded one as well. Okay, now that's building our pros up for the 2026. So we'll just go back a little bit. They won't be a pro until they actually do a pro show. So they still be able to do the British finals, they still be able to do universities, but at the universe there is a pro show. So if they do that, then they'll be classed and deemed as a pro. Okay, 2026 comes. Now every single area show, we are going to be looking at putting a pro-am on. Okay, that means you've got 9 chances of doing a pro show. And then we're going to have a pro-am at every single event, including Mr. England and the Universe and the Britain. Okay, so that with much greater prize money too. I'm not going to give you all the details because we've got some sponsor potentials. We don't want to give names away yet. Okay, but there is the next step, and that's going to drive us to the next level. Okay, so in the past we've had pros, and they've left us because they've had nowhere to do a pro show apart from the Universe. Now they are going to have a chance to do a league all year round, basically. And that is the concept we've just pushed forward. We did a video on it. You've probably seen that. And that is the exciting news. And everyone wants to be a pro these days. We're giving them that option.
So what we're saying is 2026, you get not only going to have a pro show in every single NABBA show, but at the same time, there's going to be additional prize money for pro competitors to go win. And once again, they could still bounce to the next pro show, to the next regional, and carry that on.
Exactly. Now, in my eyes, a pro is only a pro when they can actually earn a living from it. Right? That's what pro means. That's a definition of a pro, isn't it? So we are giving the chance of someone of exceptional talent there to actually make a proper wage from that. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to push it properly, make bodybuilding worth doing.
So if 2025 every area show grows by at least 10 athletes from last year, we're over 100 athletes more joining NABBA this year. And then basically 2026, if we could do that again, we've got 200 growing, plus we've got a pro league in place in 2026. So
have you guys thought about, obviously, with the pro league, which obviously sounds amazing, sounds exciting, and I think it's always important that those who get a pro card, they have a direction to go, and they know they haven't just been forgotten about. They don't need to just go compete at international shows. They've got pro shows in their home country. And of course, we know that we have regionals and qualifiers. Have you guys thought about adding some sort of point system where basically when you're doing pro shows and you're placing first, second, third, you're gaining points, and you have a league table on, you can see who are the top pros gaining the most points, because of course that gets people doing multiple shows, and maybe at the end of the year there's a separate prize pot which goes to people who are top of the leaderboard, and that's going to really get people to do multiple pro shows.
I think what we're open to do is listen with 2 ears and speak with one mouth. So any ideas, we're open. That's why we put the poll out there, to ask people what classes would they like. We can't give them everything. All right, I think we've done what we needed to do. There'll be people out there thinking we could have done more. We will, as time goes on, and we grow and develop the certain categories, and we entice more bikinis to come in, more men's physique to come in, more classic to come in. We've got more scope. And what we need to think here is, when we grow, the money pot gets bigger for the amateurs and the pros. You know what I mean? So we don't want to take the money. We want to give it all back. We want to get NABBA back to the rightful place of where they belong in British bodybuilding. And they were always, you had the IFBB Pro card with IFBB, and you had NABBA. That was it. So now we've got two bros, and you've got the PC who they're doing a magnificent job. That, let's make no mistake about it. But it's where we need to be, is right behind these guys, but then eventually pushing to be one of the choice at the top,
That's it. I mean, I guess in the past, IFBB Pro, there was very little people who actually made money from that. Because that top level bodybuilding, they've got to fly across the countries, they've got to get accommodations, etc. Blah blah blah. In fact, funnily enough, I spoke to Samson as well before he made it, and he said he was spending a fortune trying to qualify for the Olympia. Obviously he's good enough to push forward, and now he's completely made it. But there's probably hundreds of people in that position who can't actually make money from it. So we're actually giving people an option now. Oh yeah, we can make some money all year round. We don't have to go all over the bloody world competing. Pardon my language. Okay, and it's a viable option. So the top level bodybuilder in the Olympia is probably harder to achieve than a professional Premier League footballer. It's you're stuck by genetics, really. But now we're offering a bodybuilder, a passionate bodybuilder who's really good, a chance to make some money from it.
And look, in the end, that's very few people are going to reach that level in regards to IFBB Pro status. I mean, look, I think there was 42 UK competitors got IFBB Pro card in 2024. But then you look into the fact how many thousands of competitors actually competed last year. And then again, even with those who got IV Pro cards, how much prize money did they make?
Exactly.
Probably not many.
It's not much, is it?
Being awarded prize money. So it's obviously great to hear. More importantly, the fact that as the numbers go up, the money that's coming into NABBA is getting reinvested back down to the roots, start from amateur and go up to the pro ranks.
I think that's marquee. We're reinvesting back in the athletes. Every money that comes in, the more it comes in to compete, the more we're investing back, the bigger we'll grow. The bigger the pro league will grow. It's all going to hinge on getting the numbers back in. So if we get our social media done better, that's a big start. If we get all the reps on board and we start growing the numbers at each area show, the British final gets bigger. We also like to add in there, we've got a cracking sponsorship deal with Peakbody for 2025, up to £20,000. So well done to Carlos Citrone and Peakbody for supporting us. So before we kick a ball, we know we're getting well supported by a great servant in NABBA and Peakbody, So
that's amazing. I think also what a big area for you guys, which I think will, if you nail it, this will really impact the numbers, and you guys know this as well. But is that men's physique and that bikini division? It's about growing those ones. We know already at other federations they bring the most numbers, but then again, there are other federations who are fighting for that third spot, who would also kill for the numbers that you guys get on the Misters side, on that side. So it's I definitely feel that obviously 2025 is for NABBA to take the next step. If you can nail it to get people who are who's the poster girl for NABBA on the bikini side, who's the poster boy, who's the blueprint for the men's physique side for NABBA. Here's that benchmark. Can you beat it? That's really the next step. And I do feel as well, more people do want to try to win prize money. More shows are giving more money back as well. So that should be enough to entice people. But as long as your social media strategy is exactly where it needs to be, which obviously you guys, we're going to see the improvements. It's obvious. It's obvious when you go on the page that you can see the difference. As long as any sort of news that you feel needs to be seen, make sure you get out there. Just like you mentioned about that, not many people knew how much money you guys awarded last year. Nobody probably saw the people holding the $2,000 checks of the universe. That's obviously all the stuff that goes back to you guys reinvesting into the athletes, which, as you said, Mark, that's the key word, the reinvestment. But look, guys, I will say this, man, look, what you guys are doing at the moment, you're doing everything correctly and everything that I'm sure the old school bodybuilders and the new school want to see in a federation where, like I said, NABBA has the prestige. That name will never lose its prestige because of its associations with all the names in the past. But now, of course, what I'm looking forward to seeing is what names in the future, what names in the present can become those iconic faces, those iconic names as you guys go into our next chapter for NABBA. So no doubt 2025 is going to be I hope it's going to be a big year for you guys.
Oh yeah, it's going to be great.
So, I'd just like to say thank you so much for your support with your posting up for us as well, because it's helping a big way. Thank you.
100%. But look, like I said, the whole point of the page is support all federations, all shows in the UK.
You're welcome, obviously, for any time, any NABBA show if you like to turn up. All right, free.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm going to try and get to some shows this year. That's definitely the plan. But look, guys, I'm looking forward to seeing more announcements. Keep up the great work. And
thank you.
Which is the first show of the year for NABBA? Is it a
Scotland? Scotland.
There. And what's the date again?
19th April.
19th of April. Brilliant.
So right now, if we're in January, the first week of January, the interest in my show right now is potentially 20 entries already that I know about. So last year at this point, I never had any entries until end of March, probably. You see, so there's a massive turnaround already and interest. Probably myself getting the chairman job, probably the more social media exposure. We've got the right people in place now to start making things happen. So hopefully, it's great. We're all moving forward. And Tim's came in a breath of fresh air and definitely making the NABBA name out there,
Great work, guys. Well, look, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Wish you guys all the best 2025, and no doubt I will see you at some of the shows coming up.
Thank you very much for your help.
We look forward to seeing you.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
Thank you. Take care.